one of these little bolts holding this fork guard on has ripped out. Okay, so I'm going to put these onto that. Now, the front wheel on this should be the same because I bought a set of WR450 Supermoto rims. The only problem is I have a WR400 98 model. So the rear one is going to have a smaller axle. So I suppose it's damn lucky I bought an entire WR450 rear swing arm and axle. And now it's time to remove that front wheel. Half-inch coupler. Yeah. So, one of these little bolts holding this fork guard on has ripped out. It's time to fix it. Vice time. Ugh. Turns out, had the wrong size. Out you come. Woohoo, yeah.
2,000 years later.
So we had a little bit of a hiccup with the fitment of this front wheel. The WR450 wheel doesn't quite fit the 400 speedo drive. So what I was able to find was a speedo drive delete, which sits right here between the rim and the fork. So I've now put that in there, and now the rim does what rim should do. Whee! So now the front end's done, but it's made me realize how bad and shitty and just old it looks by comparison to all my new bling bling. The next step is going to be getting the WR450 swing arm that I bought to fit the back of my WR400. The reason I got the 450 swing arm is obviously to fit later wheels. There is actually a 20mm axle on the 98 model WR400s, whereas the axle then goes up to 22mm on the later model 400, 426 and 450. I managed to pick up the swing arm for like $20. The guy sold me an axle and the chain adjusters and everything with it, so it's a complete rear swing arm assembly. So I'll get that cleaned up tonight, probably start on getting it ready to polish, and then I'll put that on in anticipation of the rear wheel. Hello. I need to finish taking that rear swing arm off. It's going to take a bit of work because I think I need to remove a lot of these things here. I'll take all that off, get access to the bolt that runs through, and then undo the linkages and see if I can get it out. I have a feeling I'm going to have to remove the top section here and take off the rear subframe to get to the shock absorber to be able to take it all out. So that's going to be a whole lot of fun. So, I have managed to get the swing arm on, and as you can see here, the brake caliper carrier just slides straight on, as it should. The old one didn't slot onto this swing arm, so I had to go and order a new one, but I got it pretty cheap, and now I'm just going to swap over the brake line and master cylinder from the WR400 one, and then off we go. Wheel goes on. that thing there is because I'm pretty hopeless at reversing my four-wheel drive into the garage. So that stops me going through the wall. Now that we've got the rear swing arm and wheel fitted or mocked up onto the bike, it's time to fit the hardware onto the wheel so that we can actually fit it up properly and start doing some goddamn wheelies. So tonight we're gonna get this back on the wheel. Is this angle right? I think it's right. Let's see what happens. And as per usual, your boy Lowside hasn't finished the cut, hasn't finished filming. So here we are. So the wheels did go on, they did get finished. They are on the WR now, but I need to refit the exhaust and rear subframe and everything else. I am trying to get back to the Ducati Monster, but I just wanted to get this episode finished so we get some progress on the WR400 without there being too much time between episodes, so that you guys don't get bored and wonder why I haven't had any updates. So do you mind? Down. The WR is now sitting in the garage with most of it put together. It just needs the exhaust and the seat and tail put back on, and then we'll move on to wiring. But for now, I just wanted to give you an update, give you something to consume until I move on to getting back to the Ducati, which should be pretty soon. I've got a whole bunch of parts here, so we're going to move back to that shortly. Please don't forget to like, to subscribe, and make sure you click that little bell icon so you don't miss out on updates. It means a lot, and I really appreciate it. Thanks.